On morning prayer a few weeks ago, David compared Christian community to that of a campfire.
A log sitting by itself will cool and die.
A pile of logs together can blaze, generating heat and light.
Our story of hope and grace is like that.
Our story starts in December, and if you remember and try and travel back with me, winter's prospects actually looked quite bleak at the time.
So Kevin and Heidi invited the members from our fall small group, which they had hosted and led with us, to join us on their back porch to watch the Sunday morning service together, projected on the wall.
I'm not going to lie, it was cold, and sometimes it was rainy, windy, and wet. Yet many came, and then they kept coming.
They even started bringing things, so it expanded into a brunch potluck, even though it was hard to keep the coffee warm. And people took their time heading home afterward.
But that was just when the small group trimester began again. So we continued, only now on Friday evenings, at night, when it was even colder.
We had to don snowsuits a few times, used a lot of blankets, drank a lot of decaf and other things, and burned a lot of propane.
Growing as disciples of Jesus also led us to deeper relationship with one another. In a few short months, we walked together through life's winters of physical solitude, isolated holiday seasons, job loss, vocational discernment, mental illness, and the death of family members. But we also celebrated its springs, carrying boxes into members' new homes, sharing the gifts and discomforts of pregnancy, discipling children and parenting adult children, fortifying our marriages, and building mental health resiliency. Deep discipleship and shared suffering grew into healthy, thriving relationships. And as spring warms and immunizations become more available, we're grateful for the unexpected grace of that spiritual foundation.
My name is Elliot Gaiser. My wife and I, then fiance, when we moved to DC, we were looking for a church that would be both of ours, where neither of us would be a guest in the other's church because we lived here in DC before. And Restoration Anglican proved to be that church. When the pandemic started in March, we had been praying by that time for over a year for a house, for a place that she and I could call our own here in Washington. Little did we know that that house would be the first place we would taste the Eucharist, the body and blood of Christ, when Reverend Nathan Dickerson and 8 of our friends assembled safely in our little backyard in May for home communion. In small groups in the fall during a tumultuous November and December, it seemed like God managed to keep the weather nice enough that we could sit together, pray, and talk through all the events of the world in light of Scripture. It was almost like the community that was taken away by all the events in the world was restored to us through God giving us just a little place in the middle of a mad world and a little community in the middle of all of the troubles.